Not any kind of judge in the forum shopping. The judge that sits in the court for that day. The judges are changed. There is a way they select who and when. In your town today, when people want to do evil in Maryland, they will go to California. And those in California will go to Maryland. Or those in New York, or those in Florida will go to Texas. They don't just leave the town, they go outside the state and the province. When the Lord have called you to allow your own people to be the one to lead you, as we see in the scriptures we read, you shall do according to the terms of the verdict which they declare to you from that place which the Lord chooses, and you shall be careful to observe according to all that they teach you. Or they teach you, because they were supposed to teach the truth of the Bible, of the covenant, the commandments, the laws. Both the priests and the judges. These are people you must judge for and judge like God. The man who acts presumptuously by not listening to the priests who stands there to serve the Lord your God, nor to the judge, that man shall die. Thus you shall purge the evil from Israel. Then all the people will hear and be afraid, will not act presumptuously again. That's what the Lord is saying. You punish those who acting on their own, those that fail to disobey that disobeys the priest. If you have people that disobeys the priest, they will not do what the priest says, the judgment. When the judgment is rendered by the judge or the priest, they will not. But what do you have? And this is a nation of people claiming to be Christians and the Muslims, people of faith. Even the traditional people, spiritual people, believe in traditional religion. They have God. And many of them believe in the one single living God in heaven. How can you expect and call yourself a believer and a Christian, somebody, a child of God, that will not listen in obedience to this command? Oh, that is primordial. Oh, this is not in the New Testament. Who are you? A man, a mortal man. By the word of the Lord, you will expire and die. And then you say that what God have declared is old. When Christ himself didn't say so. A liar and a deceiver that is deceived so that they can manipulate the word of God and find an excuse for themselves to continue to rejoice in iniquity and engage in wickedness and evil. And we have principalities and powers that condone and establish such structure that have no regard for human life. and you expect to run away from the judgment of God. Woe unto you that establish and propose such government. You hear the word of Christ himself in the book of Matthew chapter 5. In Matthew chapter 5, in verse 17, when Christ was teaching about the relationship between his disciples and the world like yours, you wicked and evil people in the world that have no regard for innocent blood and shed them for the sake of the wealth you exploit from the land that is made by God, things that God has put in the land so that you will be able to live in abundance of his blessing, so that you can come to worship and praise him. You steal it, and you rob it, and you sponsor lawless people, give them arms and go and wipe out the communities and steal their land and their wealth and clear them so that you can go to exploit, to be rich, to do exactly what? For a life that at most at 100. Doesn't matter how long you live, it ends. And you sit down in whichever position, coveted position, that you all have organized around the world for yourself to maintain the whole world is yours. And you can take whatever you want. That is like God, who said, if I wanted anything in the world, should I not take it? Am I not the one that have made them? If I needed a calf or a bull, should I not take it myself? And they act like gods. And nations on it allow them to exploit those that are weak and the poor, the defenseless. They did not only steal from them, but they teach them how not to make it to heaven so they will be like them.